This week in Nerf, we've got new blasters, new flywheels, and new motors. So let's get right into it. I'm Jangular, and this is your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. Now, right off the bat, I want to talk about the new blasters I mentioned. There are two, one from Nerf, one from BoomCo. And these come to us from Reddit users June S and LLF2 respectively. The first isn't necessarily, I shouldn't say a new blaster, but a new variant of a blaster. This looks to be a limited edition version of the rival Apollo, and it is from GameStop, and it's a Mandalorian themed Apollo and mask. So it's a really cool looking repaint of the Apollo in that sort of Mandalorian, Boba Fett kind of look. So if you're a Star Wars fan, this may interest you. Otherwise, you may want to steer clear of it because it is $89.99 retail. That's not cheap for an Apollo. The pre-orders are available. It should be releasing on November 17th of this year. Again, $90 for an Apollo and a mask. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you don't really dig this repaint, you're probably not going to be interested in this, but I think it looks really cool. I think they did a really good job with the repaint of this blaster. I just don't know if I'll have the $90 to spend to pick one up for myself. But you should all know it does exist, and it is a thing that is happening. Next, a BoomCo blaster. We haven't heard much from BoomCo lately, so I was excited when I saw, oh, new BoomCo blaster, but it is not necessarily, again, a new blaster, but a reshell of a kind. And this is the BoomCo Wonder Woman bow. It's essentially a tri-blast. I guess it's a new form factor, so I should say it is a new blaster technically. It's bow powered. They're kind of following the trend that Nerf has put into place over the last couple years with the bows. I don't know how I personally feel about this, but if it gets BoomCo some revenue and some income for their line, enough so that they can continue making things and pushing their innovation forward and trying new things, that's great. Hopefully it works for them. It's not terribly overpriced at $24.99. It is available now at Walmart. The link will be in the info for that. So hopefully it does well for them, and we'll see some more kind of regular BoomCo blasters. Granted, their most successful stuff has been, in my opinion, this little guy right here, the M6. But we'll see if they can come up with something great to kind of get their feet back into the blaster market and find a foothold, because they've fallen off significantly lately. And competition is a good thing, so I really want there to be more competition out there for the big brand Nerf. Now that's enough of new blasters. Let's talk about some other new stuff, namely motors. Motors are a big aspect of the hobby for enthusiasts and modders. It's always about finding the right motors for you, what kind of batteries you want to run with it, all of that stuff. So new motors are always exciting and interesting. These come to us from Monkey Mods, and the link was posted on Reddit from Sasog or Sausage without an E. Could be either of those. I don't know. Sorry if I got it wrong. But these are called the Titan Hyperion motors. And they are 130 sized motors that run on a 2S LiPo. And they claim to get comparable specs to the popular Blade 180s in a 130 form factor. Now we can't confirm yet whether or not that's true, but if they get even close, that is a really interesting option for those of us that want to run a 2S LiPo in our blasters and have a smaller form factor motor that doesn't require shell cutting. So right now, most of the options that can get significantly, I shouldn't say comparable, but significantly better performance require a 3S battery. So it's an interesting option. I'm looking forward to seeing some numbers from people testing these and how they perform in game settings. So that's something to look out for. Again, all the links will be in the info for that. They are also $4 per motor, so a really good price point on that. Want to make sure I get that info to you as well before we move on to the next thing, which is Hooligan Flywheels. These are from the Evan B. Nerf group. This post went up. It's a nice picture of a box full of beautiful looking flywheels. These are Delrin custom made in the US flywheels that are well balanced, more so than a lot of the other third-party offerings we're getting that are made in larger batches and may not have the same testing done afterwards. So these are at $15 a set with $3 flat shipping. 18 bucks for a pair of flywheels. That is not bad. So something to take a look at. They do also have a test firing video with them and talking a little bit about that. That post will be in the info as well, linking right there for you. And that brings us to our mod of the week. This is something I referenced last week when I said I couldn't decide which one I wanted to go with exactly. This time, I want to go with performance and just utter brilliance. This is the Death Blossom Revision 2 by Spectre Nerf. It is an absolute monster of an HPA blaster. This thing has select fire, shoots at 200 FPS at 30 PSI. It can go harder, but nominally that's what he uses it at. It can go upwards. I think he had 300 plus FPS going off of it in some testing, and that's awesome for a semi-auto or full auto blaster that has select fire. Also currently hitting 9 darts a second. To me, that is the sweet spot. That just sub 10, close to kind of enough to put out a wall of foam, but not so much that you're burning through an entire mag in a split second. I love this blaster. It looks cool. I know a lot of people may not be into the dark kind of paint job or a dip job on this, but it's a pretty beastly blaster. I love it. He's got a firing demo up from the Revision 1 on his YouTube channel and the current version with, I believe, burst fire on his Instagram. Both of those links will be in the info. Check this blaster out. It's a monster. I'm jealous that I will not get to play with something like this because, be still my beating heart. It's a beautiful thing. And I think HPA and LPA are the future of Nerf. It will become more and more normal as time progresses and become less and less of an outlier as it is now that we see a few people running it here and there. So I look forward to seeing how it changes the game and how we play. But that's enough about that. Let's move on to the video of the week, which comes from JT Nerf. Now, he recently posted a video about how to make a $3 Nerf magazine pouch. And I know a lot of you that know me know that I'm a big proponent of buying Nerf gear and supporting third-party companies, and I very much am and agree with that sentiment. But I also am about people making their own stuff. And if you can't afford to buy that gear and support those companies, there's nothing wrong with that. You do what you have to do to participate in this hobby. And if you want to save money or you can't afford something, build your own stuff. And that's what this is about, using things you find at like Kmart, or I'm sure so you could find something similar to Walmart or online, using those affordable options and making something for yourself so you can get out there and play and participate. And that, in the end, is what all this is about, is getting out there and nerfing, being a part of the community. So check this video out if you want to see a quick and easy way to make an affordable magazine pouch. The link will be in the info and right here on the side of the screen, because we are now at the end of the video. Let me know what you thought about all the new stuff in this week's episode, the blaster, the video, everything. Leave your thoughts in the info. I love hearing from all of you. If you enjoyed the video and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more in the future if you would like. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jangular, and I'll see you next time.